Good morning, everybody. Excuse the lighting, it's the sun coming in my flat on this Boxing Day. I just want to do a long format video for YouTube, which I haven't done for a while. I've just done my morning chanting. These are some new crystals I've got, a rose quartz one that's nice in your hand, and this snowflake or obsidian or something. But yeah, it's meant to be good for the circulation. Rose quartz, I'd say, and amethyst are a go-to crystal if you're not sure what crystals to get. They really, if you're anxious, you're really gonna feel the benefit of them more than any other stone, I feel like. Because if I'm feeling like I'm having a bad day and I can't calm myself down, these are the ones I pick, and you've got to put your energy into them as well. Obviously everyone uses something different, but yeah, that's my way of doing it. I've got my A3 paper, the biggest one, A1, A3? Yeah, A2, sorry. I've got my A2 paper. I've done a few of the Venus signs. I got a really nice book yesterday off my brother for Christmas of the Moonology, and I want some important dates to write down for the year. And it seems very positive to me, a lot of it. I know people say that. Hold on. Just want to look at, right, some bigger planets. Let's go backwards with this one. On the 11th of October 2023, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn ends. 4th of November, Saturn retrograde in Pisces ends. 6th of December, Neptune retrograde in Pisces ends. 27th of December, Chiron retrograde in Aries ends. And then the 31st of December 2023, obviously, Jupiter retrograde in Taurus ends. So Jupiter's going to be in Taurus for the year, it seems. And then some more retrograde cycles. 1st of May, Pluto goes in retrograde in Aquarius until the 11th of October. So they obviously go back in time. They go back and forth. Every time the moon or one of the planets triggers Pluto, we get a chance to drop in power struggle and look for a win-win chance. And also transformation. I know that as a Pluto dominant person, and it can be a constant battle all the time. So I feel, yeah. 17th of June, Saturn goes retrograde in Pisces until the 4th of November. Every time the moon or the sun triggers Saturn, we get a Sagittarian vibe, which could be tough lessons we need. Could be a chance to get serious or consolidate. So Saturn's a really strong planet. I say this all the time. It's really like, if you've got a strong Saturn chart, it's hard for you. In a different way to Scorpio, it's more like life lessons, but not in a transformative way. And like it's so hard to explain. I'm not very good at explaining things, but it's teaching you in like a wisdom way, if that makes sense. And if you're into astrology, you're gonna know what I mean. 30th of June, Neptune goes retrograde in Pisces, so it's home sign on the 6th till the 6th of December. So if that's a long time, for 30th of June, I've got a Neptune retrograde. Every time the moon or one of our planets triggers Neptune, for better or for the worse, we can feel anything from disappointed if there's no clash, or inspired if it's or if it's a harmonious alignment. 23rd of July 2023, Chiron gets retrograde in Aries until December 27th. Every time the moon or one of every planets triggers Chiron, we get a chance to heal a wound. The Chiron is the wounded healer in your chart, and wherever it sits, it's like what wounds you need to heal. For example, if it's in the 4th house, it could be to do with family ties, your hereditary stuff. If it's in the 1st house, it could be your personality, yourself, your being, very Aries energy, and the 4th Pisces energy, and then you've got to add the sign it's in. Okay, some more retrograde. Uranus, retrograde in Taurus, ends on the 22nd of January. So I think we're in one at the moment. Every time the moon, one of the planets triggers the Uranus, we feel a little bit extra chaos. Sometimes it shunts us forward nicely, and sometimes it jars. So if you've got a Uranus heavy chart, you understand the chaos of it all. Like, you could feel really energetic and great the next day, and then one day, and the next day it could just be complete chaos. And that's the Aquarian vibe. July 23rd, a lot is happening. Venus goes retrograde in Leo, and then it ends on the 4th. So the reason it's saying about aspecting the moon is because this book is a moonology diary, and I'm really happy to have got it. It's not to put in my hand, it's my conduct, by the way. And then some Mercury retrogrades. 18th of January, Mercury retrograde Capricorn ends. 21st of April, Mercury retrograde Taurus begins. 15th of May, it ends. 23rd of August, it goes retrograde in Virgo. 15th, it ends in Virgo. And the 13th goes retrograde in Capricorn begins. And then 7th of March, Saturn moves into Pisces. This could be interesting, that the planet of like challenge and the father and being really Capricorn-like is going into the planet of dreaminess and aloofness. Look at how I look on this filter. Let's tilt that back a bit. So yeah, that could be very interesting. Someone who's got a Saturn in Pisces will feel that energy in a weird sort of way, because they're just complete opposite signs. Like one's really hard working and rigid, and the other one's a mutable water sign. 12th of March, Jupiter meets Chiron. There is so much healing in the air. This is the one I'm really happy about. Pluto moves into Aquarius. Humanity can transform. This is exactly what we bloody well need, yeah? We've had the last two generations, the Sagittarius one and the Capricorn one. These people born now are going to be the ones who change humanity. Mark my words. In 20 years' time, I know it's a long way away, but it won't really be. This could be so transformed. It could be beginning to transform it. With that energy, we're all going to feel it, where we can transform life. And bloody hell, don't we need it right now to get all that corruption out the way that's high up. 16th of May, Jupiter moves into Taurus. So the planet of expansion, wisdom, bigger things, philosophy, goes into Taurus, which is like beauty, grace, food, tasty foods, and exoticness. Very promising for the planet's finances. That's another thing. Yeah, finances could be good moving into May. So May and July, right into your calendars. And then June, Pluto moves into Capricorn. Last chances to implement the lessons from 2008 through to the present day. Jesus, that's crazy it says that. It is crazy. Anyway, I'll put that down for a minute. That's crazy it's just said that, because, God, it's so hard to sit like that. Hold on. It's crazy it said that because... What was the last thing I said? I'm so mad. 2008. That's when the recession was, around that time, 2008. And I said to my boyfriend and everyone, I've been really reminiscing from 2006 to 2008. Happiest years of my life. So happy. I may not have thought it at the time as much, but I did appreciate it. I was like, oh my God, I've never been so in love. I did have lessons then, don't get me wrong. I just felt, you know, as a teenager, you're on that peak of greatness. And for teenagers now, it's really hard because they didn't have any of that hope. I don't feel that people of my age and people older had. It's really hard for them, and like body image. Let's talk about crop tops. Sorry, like my belly's up, but fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? Me. That's it. Even when I was skinny, and I was a size 10, and I hid my body over bikini when I was wearing a bikini, because I didn't feel it. Love ourselves. We've got to love ourselves, because we'll look back and we'll think we're not good enough. But going back to this 2008 thing, that is really interesting. See, the planets don't lie. Recession, so finances getting richer. It said that. It said Jupiter in Taurus. What a great planet for wealth. you know, and see what house it falls into your birth chart. Go to astro.com, write in your details, and if you've got your time of birth, you'll see which house it falls into. You can look at your progress chart. I did that yesterday. My moon's in my 4th house in Capricorn at the moment. No, my 6th house in Capricorn, which is daily life. And I've got a Capricorn stellium in my 6th house with Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, all in retrograde. But the 6th house is daily life, health, pets. Yeah. Daily life has been pretty shit for a long time. The agoraphobia that started, not being able to get the buses, obviously because of that. But having my amazing little helper dog here, yes, her, has just been great for my mental health and my sanity. Yes, she wants some love now, I've shown her it. She was so good when I had a mini breakdown the other day. But you can look up your progress chart, and it's just basically showing what's going on for you, where your moon's falling, where your Mercury's falling. For example, like I said, my moon was in the 6th house, which is like ruled by Virgo, but it's in Capricorn as well. So it was both those energies, so earth sign energy, so practical, and my head actually does feel very level-headed almost, rather than like over emotional, like. So it's really good to sometimes look up that. I never look up my horoscope or anything anymore, but that's different. But you can do that on astro.com. Now that's AstroSeek, but if you want to look up your chart and your transits of your birth, well, natal and transits, go to astro.com, and you can even write everybody else's data in there as well. Such a nice day for Boxing Day. This often happens around the Christmas. I remember years ago, like going for walks with my dad and stuff on Christmas Day. Yeah, so that moonology thing is really interesting, saying where the planets, and it's a good year for wealth, it seems. A few retrogrades, the Venus retrograde. I don't know if anyone's got that in their chart. I'm not too sure what that means. I kind of understand some of the other retrogrades, but I don't think I know anyone who's got a natal retrograde Venus. Maybe it's like hard to express love and things like that. Anyone who's Pluto dominant or 4th house dominant, but in a not greatly aspected way, do they feel completely detached, like, from the world, and not the world so much, but like people around them, and always being a bit of a loner. That's what's good on TikTok. Like, what I love about it, it's not like Facebook, where it's crazy. People on the internet will support you more than people who are supposedly meant to be in your life. Like, I'll cheer you on, yeah, let's go, you look great, or tell me more about this, or, oh, I've gone through this, it's great, rather than people like, I don't want to like their status, but I'm going to look at their story. This is why I don't trust people. This is why I don't... Oh God. I realised with Facebook, I haven't had it for like 2.5 years, maybe 3. It's got to be a long time, I'm sure it's before lockdown. And I realised I don't actually have any friends on here. They're just people maybe I've met a couple of times, people who don't know me that well, and I just thought, no one's liking this. Even when I did have like real friends on there, no, it wasn't good for me. When you're an addict, you have to keep reminding yourself that you're a good person and that you do deserve to be loved. And you do, even if it's you loving yourself, you know, you have to remember that you're important. Even if your surroundings, I'm just looking at my house now and like how it's got, even if your surroundings are like telling you otherwise, even if you just do a little bit, like just tidy up your kitchen, do something you weren't going to do, write a small list and like do, half an hour of something I enjoy to make me feel good, 5 to 10 minutes out in the fresh air. fixing something, and then even if it's just simple things, tick them off, and you've done them, and like that achievement of ticking something off feels really good to you. It can make you feel a lot better about yourself, and I think it's important that we do that to ourselves and make us feel like worthy. We all need to feel worthy of something. Yeah. And we need to change how this world has become. Not that it should be our jobs. We weren't the ones who were in power changing this for humanity, scaring people with COVID vaccines, terrifying people to the point where I'm terrified of my mum's health since she's had that bloody thing, that jab thing. Like, she hasn't been the same since she's had it. And my mum is amazing. Her health can do anything, and it scares me. And my dad's had it, so. And I haven't. And I haven't been out. Funny that, isn't it? So funny. Even though it's not funny at all, but you know what I'm saying. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Sorry, I'm a bit emotional. I didn't know what to do. Did a spell yesterday though before I went out. Got one of the jars. I need to look for candle holders of old candles I've done, because the powders that I got off Etsy did not do them properly. I lit them and it just turned to mush straight away. It just went liquidy. So, oh, there's such nice vibrant colours. Why is it doing this? It's really hard to get that consistency right so it doesn't go weird. So remember to always be the superhero in your story. You can never know enough about yourself. You've got to stay with you for the rest of your life, nobody else. So making sure that you're okay is the number one thing. And I know this is a worldwide thing. This struggle, this is almost our war. Wars don't have to be violence. They can be a different kind of violence. I mean, if you just look, I just feel like maybe it's just the news I watch or the things I hear, but I just feel like so much is getting exposed about the elite. This whole Balenciaga thing, like, it's absolutely disgusting. Oh, I don't know. It's absolutely disgusting that people like that, and people are like, oh, do you think Kim Kardashian cares? No, I don't think she does. I think she might care, but she's too far up in the food chain of being an elite person now that you have all these bribes. They've shown it with people like Jimmy Savile. They've shown it with people like Epstein. Like, once you are in there, you are fucking in there, and that is that. That's why, like, when people get, I don't know if you've ever heard of Randy Quaid. Look at him and his wife, and he was an actor, and he talks about star whackers and saying how they target celebrities. And I'm sorry, Roseanne Barr said about MK Ultra. I'll tell you what, if you want to read something really freaky, go on to DuckDuckGo and type Alice in Wonderland programming, and the first thing that comes up on Wikipedia, and it will say, well, I don't know if it's like the real Wikipedia, but it's like WikiFacts, whatever. You won't believe it. I will give you a massive trigger warning on that. It's one of the most disturbing things I've ever read in my life. Yeah. And I want to know who the fuck that's been done to. And why. What's the purpose of doing this? Why do they want to hurt us? We are not meant to be hurt. Like, growth's a good thing and everything, but human torture isn't, is it? It's like rehabilitating criminals by locking them up in jail. Like, okay, so what's the punishment? What's the alternative? Therapy, maybe. Some people can't be rehabilitated, so I guess, I don't know. This is just one of my rants, and if you like my videos, you like my rants, so yeah. If you're a fan, what should I call my fan club? The bells or the cherry buds? Or the cherry blossoms? The blossoms, the buds? The bud sun's pretty cool, and sorry, fan glove. Such a Leo statement. Anyway, I'm rambling. I want to do some writing because I haven't for a while. I'm going to just do random astrological facts, which I might post on TikTok later. But there's some important things for astrological calendar. And I wish you all the best, a happy new year, and the best 2023 you can have, and use those planets to your advantages, and all the love.